G'day there, this is Dan,
And Kristy.
and we are Embrace the Crazy. Thanks for all your great support, feedback, comments. I know some of you are following us on Spotify, YouTube, and probably other forums as well. Really appreciate everything that you're providing us. We're really enjoying this. I think we're learning lots about ourselves. At the same time, hopefully you're taking things out of this as well and keep giving us the feedback so we can keep growing and providing new ideas and talking about things that are relevant to you. So today we're talking about family holidays. It's getting close to that time of year when we start to think about those. It's the end of the year and there's lots of celebrations to be had and time together as a family. So today we wanted to talk about family holidays, or is it just the same stuff in a different location? And we wanted to talk about a couple of things here. We were going to discuss what family holidays mean for us, successful family holidays, and is it an Insta holiday or is it reality?
Yes, this is quite pertinent for us at the moment because we've just got back from a holiday and we are planning our family holiday for the Christmas break or the end of year break. So what family holidays mean to us? I think the first thing that jumps out at me, Dan, is fun. Spending time together, having fun, late nights, sun-soaked, sandy feet. Are all these things pretty much your idea of a family holiday?
Definitely. And I think we should give the right impression. It sounds like we have lots of holidays. We're having one now. We had one now and we had one at the end of the year. But really, we have two main holidays for the year, don't we? We usually have one at around this time and then we have one at the end of the year. And that's about it for us. So we really got to take advantage of them. Yes, I think we love being outdoors. I think we love whether it's being at the beach or out in the bush, as long as it's got a great combination of family, a great environment together. I think that's what all of our holidays are all about.
Definitely. And I think that stems from my experience growing up. I'm sure it does for you, Dan. We always used to have a 2-week holiday at the end of the year, and we used to go camping. And all I remember about it was just the freedom, having so much fun, going to bed late, and just having a great time with family and friends. And I think that where we come from defines what we think about certain things in our life. But particularly for me, family holidays is a big thing. And sometimes it's not just our family, our nuclear family. Sometimes it's our extended family, sometimes it's friends, and sometimes it's a mix of everything, which even makes it even more special.
I think it's really nice when it becomes a bigger holiday with wider families.
Yeah.
You get to see how they live. Everyone in the family gets to interact with them. It's even harder in terms of learning and seeing how other people live. So there's so many great learnings there, but in essence, there's so much fun to it. It really is what creates memories in life. Yes. You think about so many of those great times when you were growing up, and lots of them were built around holidays and spending time with your parents and other family members, laughing and being really relaxed and having time. Like, I think the big thing here is it's actual time together.
Yeah. You were saying, feeling relaxed. That just brought something up for me about how different we can feel on a holiday. And I know that Dan, and I know that my dad was the same when he was working, and holiday dad is very different to work dad, and holiday Dan is very different to work dad. Same as me, holiday mum's much more relaxed and enjoys life a little bit more than, regular everyday run-of-the-mill mum. Do you agree?
Oh, totally. I totally. I think we change. I think we have time to let go and spend time on things that we really want to do and the things that we really care about. I think the big thing when I was talking about time there is you've actually got more time to do things or do nothing, and hopefully doing both of those. Yeah. I think, I look at all our weekends and they're very time capped. They're very activity driven. They're very busy, and some of that is intent and some of that is just the lifestyle that we live. Whereas a holiday allows you to contrast both together And sometimes you want to be doing things, and we have to do things with our kids to keep them really busy and entertained and happy and cohesive. But at the same time, you actually just want to give them time. Like I love at the end of the year, sometimes we'll just have real quiet mornings.
Yeah.
You know, I love going to the beach early and doing lots of stuff, but sometimes if the weather's no good, we'll just say, let's relax. You guys can do what you want to do. And if that means watching TV a bit longer than what you want to, then you can do that. If it means just playing, doing what you want and what you choose, it's up to you.
And it's not necessarily to do with the weather. Sometimes when it's a nice morning, we do have quiet mornings when we're away, just because it's good. It's good to have that relaxing time and have, half the morning in your jammies playing games and doing whatever you like, really. Reading books, that's a particular favourite of mine. But, I think getting along is an important part of a family holiday, Dan, and getting everybody to have something out of every day that they want to do or something that they enjoy. So recently we've been spending a lot of time by the beach for our family holidays. That's been really amazing for us, and that looks a little bit different each day. It could be building sandcastles, it could be digging a big hole at the beach. That's a very big thing that our children like to do. But even just doing the sup, or going for a ride on our bikes, or changing it up so that everybody gets what they need, and a lot of ice creams and treats, and wandering down to the park in the afternoons and then onto the beach. So trying to fit in what everybody wants to do, particularly us as parents, which is for me relaxing. For Dan, it's doing all of his activities that he likes to do.
Everything.
But that's what it means. It means everybody gets a chance. It means being with family. It means having fun, spending time together. And generally, overall, it's a special time when we do have family holidays.
Very much so. And even down to food, I think it's one of those times where you can indicate or show that it's special by having some special food options and special drink options, and just things that are different to the day-to-day, that really call out that this is different. This is us enjoying ourselves and being together, and it's special. It's not every day, it's not every week. It really is a special time, and we're doing everything possible to try and invest in that to make it special.
So when we talk about a successful family holiday, Dan, what comes to your mind?
Well, this is a real challenge, I think, for us, because successful holidays means that we rest, we relax, we spend time together, and most importantly, we're happy. Yeah. Like I think, that's probably our mandate of our life, is that we're happy, that we're smiling, that we're laughing together, and we are together. But it's really hard. It's really hard to achieve that on a holiday, particularly when you don't have all your comforts at home, you don't have all the friends around and all those distractions that you have when you're at home. It is really about you and the family, and not as many of those examples of those fun things that are around at home that people can get distracted with.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, that those distractions, and there's no buffer. It can be quite intense, a family holiday. And, not saying that all of our family holidays are always successful, because, we often have some challenges while we're on holidays. They stay the same. The challenges of life and the mundane things, they do stay the same. We still need to cook dinner. We still need to do washing. We still need to, make the beds. We still need to clean up. But there's no time pressure. And I think that's the big thing that we're coming back to, that time, that no pressure on us to have to do things within a certain time. But successful family holidays can look different to different families, right? And you might be having a holiday just at home, and that can be a very successful thing too. Or having a holiday where you're being a tourist in your own city, or whatever it looks like to you. I'm very, very much of the idea that it's mindset.
Definitely. And look, I want to call out one thing here that I know it's taken me quite a bit of time to realize and be aware of and act on, but you got to look after yourself. So And I think that sometimes it's going to come across as selfish when you're on a holiday. Hang on, it's all about the family and being together. But I know for me, one of the things that really has impacted some of our holidays that we've had, and I think about some of the camping holidays, because there's stress on stress. And, you know, for me, as not a camper, I'm already stressed to start with. And then you add the environment, and then you add the gear and the challenge. Like the list goes on, and it really creates pressure and stress to things that you don't want to have when you're on holidays. So what I have really tried to do on our holidays is I spend time in the morning doing what I want to do. And that's usually early because I don't want to impact on our family time, but I'll go out and do a kayak. I'll go out and have a swim or go and do a run, which just resets myself and makes me feel really clear and ready for the day. And I come back and I'm ready to roll, which is great because it's usually when the family are getting up and they're about ready to roll as well. And I'm ready for it. I found that on holidays, I'd sometimes get out of my rhythm, and I really need that. I need that me time to be able to get myself ready to give my best for the day. So on holidays, yeah, sleeping in, it's nice, and I will try and do that. So it's not an everyday thing, but I will try and most days get up and do something early. And it's sometimes hard because you've stayed up late, you've had drinks, and you've had a great time. But I really try and do that when I'm on holidays because it sets me up for the day, and I've got the energy and exactly what you were talking about, the mindset ready to have fun and really be together and take some of the shots that are going to come in the day as the family are all together and frustrations build and not everyone gets to do what they want, and you're ready for it and you can address it, and you've got the patience, which is such a critical factor when you're on holidays for multiple days together, to be able to work through it.
You bring up an interesting point there, Dan, with your routine, or you're doing the things that you want to do. And I actually just did a mindfulness meditation that I think you might really enjoy, that talks about changes in routine. And of course, going on holidays, you're going to change your routine. But as Dan said, it's really important to still do those things that fill you up, still do those things that are a priority for you. So exercising, eating well, for myself, yoga, meditation, all of the things that you know will fill you up and make you a better human being. You've still got to find time for that, and it may look different to normal time, and that's okay. It's finding what works for you at that time, and I think again that's really, really important. We're all here. We talk a lot about looking after ourselves and prioritizing what's important and living a healthy life. And just because you're on holidays doesn't mean everything needs to go out the window. And I think that that's a very important point that you brought up, doing something that you need to do. And I really like doing my meditations when we're at the beach. I'll often go for a meditative walk, even with the dog. Again, the dog's very, very handy to have. So doing your routine, but in a different way, finding a way to do it that's going to work while you're on holidays and works in for the timetable, the very loose timetable of what you want to get out of the holiday.
Also, I think that the diet piece that you were talking about before, and I mentioned, special food, but you've got to be able to monitor and manage that, because that's also a huge driver that can impact your mindset and your health when you're on holidays. It's great to indulge, and you do that when you're on holidays, all good, but you've still got to have the output to be able to moderate and manage it. So I think that's also a part that is certainly more in front of my mind than it was before. I'd think in holidays, it's relaxed time, I do what I want, but then I didn't feel good and I felt heavy and I felt lackluster and didn't have a lot of energy. Whereas now I do try and think about that more. So yeah, I might have some nice ice cream and great desserts at night, but then I'll think about, so what does that mean for the morning and how do I get myself back on track? And I'm not perfect at it. I'm probably the least perfect at it, but I think it's in front of mine. I really think about it more because I want our holidays to be fun, enjoying. I don't want to be angry. I think you don't want to be that person that gets frustrated fast or has a small short fuse. You really want to be that person that's giving it all and providing the energy and the peacemaker and making sure that we're all getting what we want out of things.
Yeah, so now maybe we can move on to Instagram versus reality.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
we've got to
sorry.
talk about plan. And I think on holidays, the kids will ask you all the time, what are we doing? What's going on? Where are we going today? And, you know, for us, it'll be even so specific. What beach are we going to? Oh, it better be a beach that I like,
Yeah.
because otherwise it's not going to be a good day. And so I like to mix up the plan and no plan. But I like to be able to communicate with everyone. Here's what I think we're going to do. Is there anything that anyone wants to do? And I've talked about this when we talk about our weekends, but on holidays, I think it's also really important to do that. It really puts them at ease. I know for our kids, they like to know what's going on. Where are we going? What are we up to? What's the next exciting thing? And so sometimes it might mean, no, we're having a rest in the morning. We're actually going to take it easy. So don't think you need to get up and get ready for the beach tomorrow or put your sunscreen on. You don't need to do that. We're going to have a quiet, easy morning, or we're going to go for a ride and relax. And in the afternoon, we'll go to the beach. So you're still giving them the view of, oh, there's excitement ahead, but it still helps with planning out. And yes, you can change. It's not about all being structure and, you know, these boring holidays where you're time-tabled in. But if you give a bit of an understanding of here's what's coming up and here's what we're doing, it really takes away the pressure of what are we doing now? What's next? What can we do? You know, and that really creates pressure, and it creates stress for me, because I'm always thinking, oh, hang on, we just did this, and this, and now you want to go and do this. Whereas if you start to say, all right, here's what I think we're going to do today, you know, we might try and do these things. We might not get to all of them, but we're going to try and do these. I find it helps, particularly with some of our more energetic kids that really want to do lots of things. It helps relay some of that uncertainty that they have, and they can then go about, all right, I've got relaxed time now. I can relax because I know that my fun thing is coming up soon.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so your favorite, is it Instagram holiday or is it reality?
Oh goodness, look, yeah, that's always a very big thing, you know. If you scroll through social media, you think, how do these people always look so happy? But it's not actually a reality of going on holidays with 4 kids. There's going to be blow-ups, there's going to be negotiating, but the main thing, you're going to be building memories. So let's go back to those real moments and talk about, you know, and we've spoken about this before, but how do we manage blow-ups on the holidays? How do we negotiate our way through that?
And I'm going to start with an example.
When we're all relaxed.
And I'm going to start with an example. I think this is pretty much how our holiday starts every time. There is a huge amount of stress around packing and getting ready to leave. And so, and maybe most of that is in my part, but I think it's also in your part, because you've got a certain way and that certain way doesn't get achieved. So it's both of us. And then it's without a doubt the kids as well. And so we always start with a little bit of stress as we enter the car.
The niggle.
And I feel like that is really the reality of holidays. There's always pressure. There's someone who won't get ready. There's someone who hasn't thought about something. There's someone who wants to do all the jobs. There's someone who wants to do none of the jobs. And, you know, if it's someone like me, you want to bring everything and take every sporting piece of equipment that you've got, and it's not possible. And so you start to get disappointed already. So, you know, for me, our holidays start like that. Like that is really our standard. And you think, gosh, how can it get better? But I think that's such the fun. And, you know, you already start to laugh about it because it really is reality. And, you know, you get in the car and there's already 1 or 2 very angry faces. Which is not a good combination when you get into a small car and you've got some angry people around and everyone's squashed together, and you've got a dog and you've got gear everywhere. But I think that's the reality of, you know, family holidays. That's how things start. But that's okay. I think get used to that. That's the life that we are. So if you think you're going to be rolling out, you know, T-shirts off, coming out the window with wind coming in your ears going, yeah, let's cruise out. That is not what our family holidays look like to start with.
It's not, and I can't contain myself, because what Dan is describing is exactly what happens when we're trying to go on holidays. It's getting people out the door. It's getting, you know, everything in the car, and it's everything. Dan always wants to take everything. And yes, I think if we have that reality in our minds, then it makes the start of the holiday a little bit easier to take. And Usually we go on holidays, not straight when the kids finish school, not straight away when Dan finishes work. We have a little bit of downtime. So we do get into that relaxed zone. We do get into that, we're in holiday mode. So that, I can't imagine stressed Dan trying to deal with that, but relaxed Dan deals with it quite well. And so do I.
And we've come up with a great solution. I've got a trailer, which really reduces the stress from my perspective substantially. But
there's a whole lot of stuff that we probably won't use while we're on holidays too. So
very good. So I think that one of the things that jumped out at me when I thought about the reality of holidays is it's that constant negotiation and bargaining activity.
Yeah.
You are constantly negotiating with one child over another child and one idea over the other. And I think getting in the right mindset and some of the parts we talked about around preparation allows you to do that at speed.
Yeah.
We're really good at that as parents, as adults. Most of the time, we're pretty good at that. And so it's something that you are going to do on holidays a lot. Yeah. And I like the beach example because it's such a good one. We've got some older kids and some younger kids. And so the younger kids want to go to a place where there's no waves and the older ones want to. And I remember I was in the same scenario when it was our family. I always wanted to go where there were lots of waves, but sometimes mum would say, no, the younger ones need to have something that is much more safer and, easier to enjoy. And we're in the same scenario. And so that negotiation and being able to say, okay, here's where we're going to go this morning, but this afternoon we're going to go here. And then thinking about how do we make it fun in that environment so they're still getting what they want, but it is shared and everyone gets to enjoy it. So I think that's probably the first thing that I look at is constantly you are weighing up, negotiating and bargaining with everyone. And that's part of family holidays is everyone's got to be able to do what they want and enjoy parts of it, but we're together.
Mostly, if we go somewhere for the little kids, the big kids do enjoy themselves. It's just the pain of getting them there or the pain of getting them across the line. And, where we go down the coast, there's pros and cons to every beach we go to, but there's always something that one child can do that doesn't want to go in the water. So I think that negotiating and bargaining is a huge part of what we do day to day, but it also travels across with us for holidays. So holidays, that a family holiday, is it the same stuff in a different location? Yeah, it's the same stuff in a different location, but with more relaxed people, with more of a relaxed tone, I think. But I think the most important thing, Dan, is the memories. We don't think about the moments. When we think about family holidays, when we think about them in depth, yes, we think about the stress that comes along with it. But when we think about, back to our holiday last year, that was amazing. We think about all the amazing things that we did with the kids, and we think about all the amazing things we did together and with the people we were on holidays with. We don't think about those little tiny things that niggle at us or, the getting ready for the holiday. I know I don't. And I'm hoping, and I know that when I was younger with my family holidays, I don't look back and think, oh my gosh, mum and dad were so stressed when we went on holiday. Actually, I do about the camping, but you don't think about that. You don't think about, oh wow, that was really bad that we had to go to that really terrible beach that one time. We think about, oh, we went to the beach so many times, it was awesome. Mum and dad were with us all the time, it was great. Is that right?
It's totally right. I mean,
that's the most important thing.
And I think the best example of this is our holiday camping trip to Barlings Beach a number of years ago. I've never been more stressed in my life. It was with your parents who are professional campers, let's just say that. They know it all and they're very, very good at it. And I was the opposite to that. We had our actual tent destroyed and we threw it away while we were there. The toilet was 200 meters away, and I think I spent walking about 10 kilometers a day, taking the kids to the toilets. But I think back to that, and it was such a stressful time. And I remember thinking that wasn't a holiday, but the kids loved it. They absolutely loved it. They had the best time ever. And when I think back to all the funny stories that I have, a lot of them stem from holidays like that. I mean, I think I've got more funny camping stories than anyone because I'm useless at it. There's just so many great examples of patheticness that I have shown. But I think they're such great memories. And to your point around memory builders, that was hard, but everyone loved it. Everyone had a great time. Your parents had a great time. I think they laughed a lot at me the whole time, so that was quite enjoyable as well. But it was fun, and we've built on that, and we're going to get better at it because of that. And it was paradise. It was beautiful. We had a lovely time. It's such a beautiful place in the world, and it was really, really fun. And there were hard parts to it, which is kind of like life, isn't it? Lots of fun parts, lots of great memories, but it's also hard.
It is. And I think when I look back at our camping trips in particular, Dan, I look and I see us with really small children. So the couple of camping trips, the few camping trips we've been on, the littlest was crawling. So of course camping is going to be absolutely horrifying when you have a child who's crawling around chasing bunnies who are being chased by monitor lizards. Like, that's horrific. But I think as the kids get older, these things are going to be easier, and going on holidays gets easier because they can help with the preparation. They can pack their bag. They can, they can plan what they want to do on holidays. And I think, as the kids get older, things are going to get more challenging, but I also think they get a little bit easier because they get more independent, we get more relaxed, and we understand that they can help and they can do some things, and it actually makes it a bit more enjoyable for us.
Yeah, look, I agree. And I think there's lots of Instagram moments. There really are on holidays. There's also mostly reality in there, but it's what you make of it, isn't it?
Definitely.
I mean, it's really about what you put into it and how you apply it, and the mindset of we are going to have a great time. We're going to do things that we all want to do, and being a family. And I think we talk a lot about our values of, we want to be together, we want to work with each other, we want to be fair, we want to share, and many other of those values. Well, they're the ones that you've got to bring on holidays because they get tested more than anything.
Definitely. And I think if those values really strong and you know exactly what you're planning to do with life, if you can get just those little bits of Instagram moments, it really helps to unify you as a family and as parents, make you feel like you're doing an all right job.
So yes, it might be the same stuff in different locations, but they're the memory builders that you have for your family for life. So they're really enjoyable times. Make sure you take time to invest in them and have them. I think we can easily kind of say, no, we're not going to do anything now. Like, really do it. And it can be the most basic of basic, but we think it's such an important thing that we think is so important for our family and our life. And I know many of you think the same. So yeah, look, family holidays, it's really the gold of your life, and about creating those special memories forever.
Definitely.
Hope you have some really great holidays. Hope this gets you thinking about, all right, what are we doing next? How do we get onto this? And when you have those stress points of packing the car and getting out the tent and all of those crazy things that we all do, remember, these are the things that create great stories in life that you can laugh together about. And, that's part of holidays and being together.
Definitely.
Thanks for all the feedback. Keep it coming. Look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.
See you all.
Bye.